friend or a person that I actually know that basically asked me why use kettlebells, why use a kettlebell as opposed to a dumbbell or a barbell. And one of the things with kettlebells is that there are, I don't want to get all philosophical, I can't even say the word, but it is pretty much an art in a sense. One thing with the bell is that as opposed to a dumbbell or a barbell, you could, one kettlebell is 20 kilos, so it's about 44 or something, or 45 pounds, I said 45. You could take this with you anywhere, throw it in the trunk, throw it in the front seat, throw it wherever. There's a ton of stuff you can do just with this. And ideally you learn from the swing, you learn from the one arm swing, and you'll learn to the clean, and then you obviously can press right overhead with that, and you go from there to a bunch of different patterns of movement, with two arm swings, obviously where you want to start off, to a high pull, a deadlift position, a deadlift pattern. But there's a ton of stuff that you can basically do with that kettlebell. Tons of carries, single arm carries, and obviously you learn all the different movements from squatting with a kettlebell to deadlifting with a kettlebell, swinging with a kettlebell, cleaning with a kettlebell, snatching, and going into some windmill type action, extra mobility. Be careful with those at first. But the versatility to it of just one kettlebell, the stuff that you can do as opposed to a dumbbell or a barbell, is ideally a dumbbell and a kettlebell. You could argue the points. It gets into, I guess you would call it physics in a sense, or basically where the load is. You know what I mean? Like the load with a kettlebell. Basically the bell being here as opposed to the dumbbell being spread out here. If you're just here, it's a bit hard. It's a bit harder with the lever arms between that. That's a whole other topic. But the beauty of the science of it that I like is that you could do a lot of work and flow with it from one exercise to the other very effectively or very efficiently. It's not that hard to learn. I went to a couple seminars myself. Learned from some top guys, and I catch on pretty quick, so it's not that difficult. You have your different sizes, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and they make everything. I mean, they make everything in between that, maybe, I don't know. But it's something that's a pretty powerful tool, a pretty powerful weapon. I like to, at times, just take my 220 kilo bells, go to the park by the river, do some work, double bell work, carries, overhead carries, go different complexes, right at the water, and it's something I'm reducing stress on myself, but it's also peaceful to me at the same time, if you understand that. So, you can do, you don't have to start out with a lot of them. Obviously, you just buy, average guy should have a 16 kilo bell and a 20 maybe, you know what I mean? And you can do a lot of work just with those two at first, and then over time get another, maybe get a 24, then get another pair of, get another 16. I don't know, whatever. I mean, that's totally up to you. But understand that you have to learn the single arm movements before you go to the double. And once you learn the single, the double is really not that. If you're somewhat coordinated, it's really not that difficult. So I always like using different weapons in my training, in my own training, and what I teach to others also. So I teach everybody from the ground up. So they're going to learn the movement with body weight, then they're going to learn it with a load, which might be a sandbag or a kettlebell, and then pretty much the last thing in my training is the last thing they touch is the barbell. And then you could expand upon the barbell with adding chains and bands and release levers and all that, but I don't really get into that with people that much. So I love bells. Bells are an efficient, effective tool, and I feel like you should be using them any time in your training. All right, guys? So later, Lou from TSA, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.